All right, we are getting off. Heading out from Spaceview Park. It was raining a little earlier, but looks like we were able to duck a little bit of the rain. We've got probably about a 60-mile day. We're gonna take it all the way to Altamont. We'll probably stop somewhere in Sanford to grab a bite to eat, and then we will head all the way down to Altamont for the night. So it looks like we're coming to a dead end. You need to have a little cut. You need to see this cut through, and then that puts you directly onto the trail. And this trail will lead you all the way Claricona, Ocoee, before we'll break into taking sidewalks, and then this will connect into the West Orange Trail. But we ran into some serious headwind, 17-mile-an-hour winds, and we're pushing through. Especially on this Titusville side, there's really no tree coverage. The trail is pretty much wide open, so you don't have anything to shield you from these winds. But we'll get closer to Maytown probably in about another 10 miles. And I believe once we pass like 95, we should get some wind coverage, because I think there's forest lands on both sides of us. So I'm looking forward to that. And it is sprinkling. So we got a little bit of sprinkle showers, as well as these heavy winds. All right, looks like we are down a whole bunch of sealant, about 10 miles in, and got a nice little gash in the tire. We tried to pump it up, but still having some issues. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna plug it, see if the plug will work, and then from there we will try it again. We do got additional tubes and things like that, but if we can at least get it plugged, that'll at least help out for saving the tube. All right, so we got the tire plugged. Pretty big plug in it, so we're gonna pump it up and see if this thing will hold any. All right, let's spin that back tire. I think it's still got some sealant in it. Oh, wrong way. Watch your hand. As of right now, we've plugged the tire. Seems like it's holding. We've lost a ton of sealant, as you can see. But we do have some backup sealant. So if the plug can hold, at least this puts us in position to get a couple of hours in, can pump it up again, and then add a little more sealant. So let's see what happens here.
We say this is all part of the journey. I actually did not think I would ever need the tube, but this is why you always have to be prepared for everything. So I have packed the tube into a spot where I'd have to dig it out if it was an emergency situation. But yet here we are. So I've got to go and find it.
All right, so we have decided to put a inner tube in the tire. Looks like we're all laced up, ready to go. Did run into another issue. I have a gash in my tire, so we must have hit something along the trail. But mine is not leaking at the current moment. I did hear it when I laid my bike to the side. So hopefully the sealant in my tire will make sure that it's holding, and hopefully we won't have any more problems till we get to at least getting down into Sanford area where there's a Walmart, some stores, just in case we need to try to find another inner tube or something. But as of right now, where everything is good, we're going to get rolling. So we are still on the, it's called the, let's see here, the East Central Regional Rail Trail. So this one will lead us into the connection of Maytown, which is probably another about 3 miles or so. At Maytown is a connection point, so you can connect to, if you want to go to Sanford, or if you want to go to New Smyrna Beach. That particular trail is almost identical distance from the tip of Titusville to Maytown versus going from New Smyrna to Maytown. All right, we are now getting out of Brevard County, and if you can catch this red line in the video, we are now officially in Volusia County. That if you're coming into the Volusia County side from the Titusville in our direction, and you can get this from the other direction going from New Smyrna, it's just a slight off. There is a little refreshment snack that someone leaves out on their yard. It's called Virgie's. I don't know the story behind it, but it's a little refreshment stand for all of the trail riders, and you can get Gatorade, snacks, and it's on the honor system, and you just leave a little tip. You write in a book, but it's a good little thing to kind of pinpoint on the trail. So this is the Maytown trailhead. So this makes a good place to be able to park as well. Now this is different than the Maytown connection, which is a little further up. But at this particular trailhead, they do have a ton of parking as well as a restroom. All right, here we are coming up on Maytown. And like I said, this is the connection trail. So if you wanted to go to New Smyrna, you would go ahead and merge on the right side of that trail right there. And that would take you up to New Smyrna. So we are in Volusia. We're gonna be heading over to Deltona.
It's about 7:45, and we are on our last bit of daylight. The original plan was to make it into Gemini Springs, which is roughly 40 miles from our origin. We got about 17 miles left, and as we're losing darkness, we've already given up our dream of going to get pizza tonight. So the decision was made that Burger King is going to be the next stop and the place where we will dine. We were going to stop at Gobbler's Trailhead, which is coming up here on our right. But instead, we're just going to give you a quick glimpse of it. There is a porta potty there, a little rest area, a bike repair station as well. And we're going to keep it moving so that we can make it to the Osteen Bridge and get through Deltona and as fast as time as possible. We did pick up the pace, as our goal was to average 10, but we're riding now right around 13, 13.5, just trying to finish out this leg to get some of the time back that we lost with some of the mishaps that we had. But one thing that we say at HBC Outdoors is that it's all a part of the journey. So we never take any of the mishaps to heart. We take everything as a learning experience and just put ourselves in position to always be prepared and always be ready. All right, guys, we have officially hit mile 30. We're going over the Osteen Bridge right now. Almost lost all
of the darkness, but our pace was great. At one point in time, we were almost at 15 miles an hour. So we've got about another 30 to 35 minutes before we get to that Whopper with cheese.
First real official stop, we are in Deltona, Sunrise Boulevard, Burger King. We had Whoppers, we had Whopper Juniors, we had onion rings, we had fries. Had several different places we could have chosen to eat. We had Hardee's, McDonald's was over here, there's a racetrack, 7-Eleven, Subway, Waffle House, Publix, we could have got subs, but Burger King was on our minds and hearts. We came through here at a very fast clip. If you check the live track, I think at one point in time we hit 18, 20 miles an hour. I think I maxed out at 22. And we rolled it downhill from the Osteen Bridge as far as we could. Finally stopping here. It is right now 9:58. We're going to take off at 10 o'clock. Very tempted to go across the street to Gemini Springs and camp there, but we're going to continue on Altamont and hopefully wake up tomorrow morning bright and early and have about 12 hours time to complete the rest of our ride to Croom.
We are on Reinhardt on the Seminole Trail. We're on the connection now to take the Cross Seminole section, which will take us over across the I-4 highway, and then we'll be headed toward Lake Mary, and after that, that'll lead us into Altamont, where we'll be stopping for the night. Body's feeling really good. It was a good stop in Deltona, getting that Burger King, getting some food. Been a little rough because we had a lot of issues today, but we're trekking along and ready to hit this Cross Seminole Trail. So just before you get to I-4, you gotta climb this section. So we have just made it to Lake Mary. Just as an FYI, when you cross over into Lake Mary to get onto the Seminole Wekiva Trail, if you are coming at night, this here is a tunnel. You go through this tunnel that goes out to the other side of the street and catches the trail. But at night they close this one and they close the one in Altamont. So after a certain time, you have to take the streets across. So that's what we're gonna do now, and then we'll be hitting the Seminole Wekiva Trail and probably about another 6 miles to Altamont. Guys, we are ending day one. We made it probably about 60 miles in Altamont, and so we're gonna get some shut-eye and start day 2 in the morning. See you guys on journey day 2.